Alan Stiles. Alan, you guys are getting ready to go down to Cary, North Carolina for this weekend's 4-game set. Just talk about the competition first weekend of the season.
Well, we start out against Wright State. They're supposed to be a pretty good squad. They play some tough teams after us, so we got to come out the gate, and I think it'll be a good test for us to start out. Then after that, we play some more. Delaware's always good. Toledo, and I think we played Monmouth. We played them a couple times last year, so they're all pretty good teams, and it'll be a good test for us to start out.
Just talk about your personal future. I mean, last year you mentioned earlier that you weren't in the starting lineup, but once you got in there, you had a major impact on this team, especially in the outfield. Provide a lot of speed, especially in the batting order, on the bases, everything. Just talk about that going into this year.
Yeah, I mean, I just whatever coach wants my role to be, I think this year he's expecting more out of me because I did well. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to take the reins and play to the best of my ability. Last year, towards the end, I knew I could do that. Throughout the whole season, I was just waiting for an opportunity. And I got it, and I plan on doing the same thing.
What are you mostly looking forward to this year? I mean, you got a lot of good opponents coming up to Ambler. What are you looking to show the home crowd?
I'm really excited. We play Penn State at home. That'll be a good one. I know it's a weekday game, but hopefully we get a good crowd. They're always fun to play. We played against them in the fall, and we beat them, and they weren't too happy about it. So we're excited to play them again. I know we go down to Virginia Tech. That'll be another great weekend. Teams, that we think that we can hang with. And it's going to be a good test for us either way.
Great, Alan. Good luck. You're the Owls. Connor Riley. Connor, just talk about the upcoming season. You had last year, first year under Coach Wheeler. Played mostly in right field all of last year. Just you bounce back and forth from football down to baseball season. Just talk about the transitions going one to the other.
Right now it's baseball season. I'm happy to be here. The season outlook, we're looking pretty good. Can't wait to get the season started off. We head to Cary, North Carolina, actually in less than 24 hours. So pretty excited about that. Haven't heard anything right now about where the lineup will be or what will be happening, but I'm still practicing it right field.
What kind of preparations have you made from last year? Playing at the collegiate level last year, first year, and coming into this year, a little more higher expectations. You know what to expect from this coaching staff. Last year in the Atlantic 10 Conference, what have you done for yourself to come into the season?
Well, I definitely put on a little bit of weight, been lifting a little more, trying to get a little faster. This offseason, right after football ended, I jumped right into baseball, and I was hitting and running and throwing with my dad. But pretty much just trying to get back on track to where I was last year.
There's a lot of depth in the outfield this year. Can you just talk about the competition that occurred over the offseason?
Right now, I believe we have 6 outfielders, so about 2 at every spot, maybe 7. I'm not sure. But it's pretty much a competition every day at practice. Coach Wheeler's every day in right, center, and left. So if one of us isn't in there, the other guy is good enough to be there too.
Great call. Phil Giannakis, Temple Baseball. Phil, you guys are getting ready to leave for your first weekend series. You're going to play 4 teams down at the USA Baseball Complex. A year ago you weren't able to perform with this team. Now you're back. You're able to. So how is that for you?
It's exciting. I'm still making my way back this year. I've still had a couple setbacks, but I'm just trying to do whatever I can this year to help the team out. I really don't have a defined role yet, but whatever Coach Wheeler wants to call on me to do, I'm open to it because this staff has a lot of talent this year. So I think we're going to do well, whoever we send out there. So we should be pretty good this year. So.
Can you just talk about your injury last year and the progression of what you had to go through to get back to this stage?
I had Tommy John back September of 2011. I kind of figured I had it when I initially did it to my elbow, and it's just a long process. First you're trying to get extension back, then you have to start throwing lightly, and then you're going to have minor setbacks here and there. With mine was kind of a rare type of injury because it didn't heal properly at first, but with the work of Nate, who is our new trainer, has done a terrific job with me. All the work he's put in, he's helped me heal the process a little bit better because it was a little rough with the way it was healing. So I'm just trying to, still coming back, get my throwing in. Velocity's still down, but it's still a step-by-step phase. Just getting used to all my pitches again.
Now, last year you were pretty much on the sidelines for most of the year, actually the entire year. You saw what the team did, what they need to improve upon. Now you're able to actually, compete with them now. What can you do to bring to this team this year?
It's a tough question because, there's just so many things we can do from the staff. We have so much talent, like I said before, with what we can call on anybody to do any part. You know, we have so much talent all the way from the starters to the closers of this team. And, you know, I'm just waiting for my number to be called, you know, whether Coach Wheeler wants me to be a starter for this team, whether he wants me to be middle relief, long relief, closer. You know, I just want to get out there, be healthy, throw the ball well, and help contribute for this championship season.
We'll look forward to it, Phil. Dan Miller. Dan, you're going to be the opening day starter for this team this year. Let's get started. How's that going to be for you?
It's going to be great. I mean, coming back off of surgery last year, you know, coming out of the bullpen and then eventually working my way into the starting rotation was a big honor for me. And then now coming back this year and getting the ball in game one, couldn't ask for anything better.
Just talk about maybe your progression. You know, last year you were back in the starting role, saw a lot of opportunities. Just talk about how that was, like just getting back into the swing of that.
I think as I started more games, my pitch count got higher, and I continued to throw the ball pretty well. So then leading into this year, I got some confidence and going to continue what I was doing at the end of the year last year and hopefully bring that into this year.
Over the course of the year, especially like down the latter portion of the year, you know, the staff definitely did get stronger. Just talk about, you know, maybe how you guys carry that into this year.
I mean, that's what we're planning on doing. We're going to take those last couple games of last year and, you know, have the pitching staff be the strong point of this team.
What do you guys see your most challenges ahead at this point as a pitching staff?
Pitching staff, I'd say just having everybody do their job. You know, nobody has to go out there and throw 9 innings, but if we can get quality starts out of our starters and then guys come out of the pen and continue to do what they've been doing during the offseason, we should be pretty good.
And as a senior, I mean, this year, last year, it's listed the programs last year in the Atlantic 10. Of course, and winning the A10 is the ultimate goal. But personally, what is some of your goals?
Personally, I just want to go out. I want to make the playoffs this year and then see if we can make some noise in the A10 playoffs. It would be good to, you know, conclude our A10, I guess, season, and then head to the playoffs and, you know, get out of the A10 on a good note.
Great day with Matt Elko. Matt, you know, you guys are getting ready to go to Cary, North Carolina to open the season. Pretty nice facility you guys are going to. You know, it's where like a lot of the Olympians and all like go down there and train. Just talk about what that's going to be like for you guys this weekend.
Oh, it's going to be great. You know, playing on those fields with some of the guys in the bigs right now and everything like that, and some legends who play there. You know, Derek Jeter and everybody. It's going to be pretty fun playing on the same field. This
year you're going to be more of a starter role. Last year it wasn't so much the case. I mean, you worked your way into first base, almost an everyday starter, and you were very reliable at that point. You only committed 2 errors all year. Just talk about, you know, how your defense has like transferred like from year to year.
You know, I've had some time to practice and everything like that. And, you know, Coach gave me a shot at first base, and I really focused on that. I mean, I was fortunate enough that my hitting came through last year, but I really focused on locking down first base and everything like that. And this summer and this fall especially, I've really been focused on getting better at first base.
You mentioned how your hitting improved as well. Last year you were pretty big in the lineup. You had 10 doubles, 4 triples, and also a homer. Just, you know, talk about your production at the plate, maybe what you have done to maybe even build off that coming into this year.
I mean, last year definitely felt good, definitely bust out a little bit, but you know, I've just been keeping the same mindset as I did last year. You know, take one at bat at a time, and, you know, try and come through in situations and just you know, do the small things that need to get done. And, you know, I think it's going to be great this year. We had a lot of guys in our lineup, especially Hank Peterson and Connor Riley, who are really gonna boost it this year.
Going into this first weekend, obviously you guys haven't even seen a field in months. Just like, what's that going to be like for you guys, and like, what are you just like really trying to get out of this first weekend?
It's going to be great. I mean, last year we were fortunate enough to get on the field a couple times, and I think that really helped. But that first game, you know, tomorrow, it's going to be interesting. It's, you know, it might take a little while to get our bearings out there, but, you know, nothing that can't be solved during BP and IO, and it's going to feel great just to get on some grass again.
Thanks, Matt. Good luck. He's a relief pitcher for this Temple Owls baseball team. Steve, you know, this is your 5th year here. I mean, you've been like one of obviously the older guys on this squad. Coach Will referred to you as like the old man of the team. You've been like a coach, he said, in many capacities. Just talk about this upcoming year. How have you seen the staff just, you know, preparing itself to come into this first weekend?
I think we have a lot of returning guys that have a lot of experience, got a lot of experience last year, and can really help us out. A lot of young guys that can really play. McCarthy and Stasky, a couple freshmen that I think can really play. I think that, you know, one of the biggest things was getting a lot of the younger guys and new guys last year some experience. We had a completely new environment sort of system last year, and just getting that out of the way, I think, is going to help a lot of guys.
Can you just talk about your role this season? You know, Brian Sosterstick was the team's closer last year. You were more of like the 7th, 8th inning guy, and you were very reliable out of the bullpen. 3-1, you know, 2 saves yourself. Just talk about what are you going to be relied on to do this year?
I don't think you know, I have a designated role. I think I can do it all. I consider myself very versatile. I can close, I can set up, I can come in the game in early innings. You know, whatever I'm called on to do, I'll be ready.
I'm not sure if you're aware of this. You're 1 appearance away from tying the all-time record at Temple for most. Pete Moore, who was just inducted into the Temple Hall of Fame this past year. What is that going to mean to you? Because obviously, you probably this weekend you may overcome that. Just what will that mean to you, just being number 1?
You know, honestly, it's an honor to be just recognized with, you know, Temple, you know, as a program that's had so much success and they've had so many, you know, legends, you know, so to speak, come through here. And Peter Moore, obviously, Hall of Fame guy. You know, it's a privilege to just be recognized in the same sentence with a guy like that.
Lastly, you know, obviously your last year here at Temple, last year in the Atlantic 10 for this team. What do you guys want to go out there and accomplish before it's all done?
We want to win the A10. You know, I mean, it's pretty simple. We have one goal, and I think we have the team to do it. We have a lot of young guys, like I said, who can play, and a lot of older guys that haven't been to the postseason but have been, you know, around long enough to know the game. And we have one goal in mind, and that's not only to reach the postseason but to win an A10 championship.
Thanks, Tim McCarthy. He's a freshman for the Temple Owls baseball team. Tim, just talk about, you know, your first year, you know, with this team. You know, what was the preparation like getting into your first weekend?
Well, we started back in August, like when we got here with workouts and everything like that. The older guys have been great, like kind of helping the freshmen get acclimated. And I guess we've just been working hard every day and can't wait to get onto a field finally and play tomorrow.